Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Here's the first pitch. Hot shot. High fly ball, deep right field, and this one is gone. A moon shot by Patrick Sullivan, and a hanging ball over the plate skies this one deep to right field. A 3-run homer in his debut, Patrick Sullivan.
And now we'll take you to the birthplace of baseball, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park.
Long hold, exhales, the 0-2. Hot shot past the diving second baseman Ricciardi. Another RBI single. They're going to round the next runner, and there will be no throw. A 2 RBI single by Brian McHale, and the game has been flipped for the momentum, and now the Suns lead it by a score of 5-2.
And now, here are your hosts for Pittsfield Suns Baseball, Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien, and Colin Quinn.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to beautiful Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, as the Pittsfield Suns get ready to take on the visiting Brockton Rocks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As we are now in June, it is officially full-fledged baseball season. I'm joined by my colleagues, Colin Quinn and Steve O'Brien Jr. Gentlemen, welcome back to the booth.
Appreciate it. So happy to be here, ready to go for another great Pittsfield Suns game.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Lots of exciting stuff going around the league. We'll have that in a minute.
That we will. And for the Pittsfield Suns, again, they're coming off a pitching performance of the ages. They're coming off 2 back-to-back wins, starting off perfect at 2-0. And we're going to get into that when we come back here on the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
In times like these, violence in our schools is a reality, so it's important to know what to do if a dangerous situation arises, and also how to prevent it. Kids, never bring a weapon to school, and if you see a student with one, or even hear someone talking about having a weapon, report it immediately. If something doesn't seem right or look right to you, speak up. If someone you know is showing signs of anger, or if you are feeling out of control, tell someone. If you feel threatened or bullied, tell someone. Violent acts often start out as small disagreements. Tell a parent or teacher if you see an argument taking place. It's better to let someone know about a disagreement before it gets out of hand. Let's put an end to these tragedies. Ask your school to adopt an anti-violence program. Visit ncpc.org to learn more about how to keep your school safe. That's ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Right now, as we get things ready here for pregame, we're going to go through a quick trip around the FCBL. Steve is going to provide that here for us.
Thank you very much, Billy. Glad to be here, folks. Looking around the FCBL, some exciting news from the past couple of days. Thursday night, we mentioned during our trip around the FCBL that there was a no-hitter in progress for the Worcester Bravehearts. They completed that no-hitter, albeit with 4 pitchers pitching in the game. 4 pitchers for the Bravehearts combined to no-hit the Nashua Silver Knights, but winning by a score of 5-2. Yesterday in the FCBL, the Brockton Rocks, the Pittsfield Suns will be facing today, beat the Bristol Blues 7-4, the North Shore Navigators 12-4 over the Bravehearts, and of course, the game we're all talking about here, the Suns blanking the Westfield Starfires 3-0, a no-hitter, combined no-hitter through 8 1/3 innings. Gamlin allowing the first hit of the game in the 9th inning. Still, the Suns coming away with a 3-0 win in that. Taking a look at the standings for the FCBL, the North Shore Navigators and Pittsfield Suns lead the league at a perfect 2-0. Brockton 2-1, the Worcester Bravehearts 1-1, and the Nashua Silver Knights, Westfield Starfires, and Bristol Blues all winless, 0-2, 0-1, and 0-2 respectively. Looking at the games around the FCBL today, the Bristol Blues are beating the Westfield Starfires 13-6 in the top of the 7th. That's the first game of a doubleheader today. Nashua Silver Knights, North Shore Navigators set to get started at the same time as us, the Rocks and the Suns. And then the Starfires and Blues will play game 2 of that doubleheader starting at 7 p.m. Billy?
Now, real quick, while we have some time, I'm going to give you a quick clip of what I had with an interview with the man who went 5 innings, no hits, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts yesterday. John Morrison. You're listening to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Standing here with starting pitcher of last night's performance, John Morrison. John, how's it going today?
It's going good. You?
I'm going good. Probably not as good as you, though. 5 innings, no hit ball, 3 walks, 5 Ks. You had a night of the league last night. Tell us what went through your preparation and your execution of last night.
I was just throwing strikes and trusting my infielders and everything, and just trying to get strikes in there and throw as best as I can.
Now, you're going into your sophomore season at URI. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, with that, how was your performance last year, and how has it really brought you up to this point here in summer ball?
I learned a lot last year, going through the ups and downs of college ball. Never know what you're going to get each time going out there, and it was really good to get a good outing after my first one here in the sun, so I'm looking forward to this summer.
Perfect segue going into the summer. What has the vibe been like, the environment been like, albeit you only had one game, it was on the road, but how has the environment, especially the locker room, been for you thus far?
Oh, it's been great. The guys are loose, we're having fun. We're just trying to go out there, win some ball games, and have fun doing it.
You're in for a fun summer. I can tell you that firsthand, especially with a combined 1-hitter last night. John Morrison, starting pitcher for the Pittsfield Suns. Congratulations last night. We'll look forward to more coming on later in the season.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? Oh, the ramparts we won were so proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free, oh, and the home of the brave.
With the national anthem sung, it is time for Pittsfield Suns baseball. We are now going to give you the starting lineup for the visiting Brockton Rocks.
For the Rocks today, starting at second base and leading off will be number 14, Eddie Hart, followed by the center fielder, number 5, Mike Sabatine. The third baseman tonight for the Rocks is number 11, Mitch D'Onofrio. At first base is number 34, Andrew Martinez. In left, number 13, Cam Thompson. The shortstop for the Rocks is number 1, Braley Hollins. Number 3, Corey Wieslow is the designated hitter. Behind the plate tonight is number 32, Mark Goulart. And in right field tonight for the Rocks, rounding out the 9, will be number 19, Quinn Craze. On the mound for the Brockton Rocks will be number 31, John Mikos.
The Pittsfield Suns, they are going to face their 9 here. And it's going to be Kudros on the mound here for the Pittsfield Suns. And we're going to give you a quick defensive alignment here.
Thank you very much, Billy. Andrew Fernandez will be catching Jake Kudros today for the Suns. Left to right across the infield, Cormier, Coley, and Baruch. Left to right across the outfield, Bogus, Hughes, and Cooney. That's your defensive alignment for the Pittsfield Suns.
Here at Paul Dowd Field at Wacona Park, the outfield dimensions come as follows. 310 feet down the left field line, 377 in left field, 374 in dead center field, the power alley, deepest part of the ballpark, 403 in right center field, and that slides down the right field line to 305. Now here again, looking at Kudros, it's a 6'4", 220 frame junior out of Broward College. Resides in Matawan, New Jersey, went to Old Bridge High School. And for this young man, looking a lot, he's not normally a pitcher, or at least wasn't during his high school. He's primarily a pitcher now, but was nationally ranked as a number 19 outfielder in New Jersey for the class of 2017 by Perfect Game. He also previously played at Rutgers University. He played baseball and football at OLHS, and he was a receiver in football. So that's got to be a weird dynamic here for Kudros, a pitcher but was a wide receiver in high school. A bit of catch and throw, if you will. So now for the Pittsfield Suns, again, they're getting ready and trying to recreate or at least replicate some sort of positive motion from yesterday. Again, a combined one-hitter. And here's the one hit with one out in the bottom of the ninth in Westfield. It is a Mariano Rivera special. A broken bat, bloop single up the middle into center field. A good positive note of that. The runner who was on second due to a walk and then pass ball, he was thrown out by the center fielder. A complete game shutout for the Suns yesterday. So now as we dig in, getting ready for tonight's contest, we're going to start things off with second baseman number 14, Eddie Hart. And thus far here this season, albeit one game, he's perfect. Batting 1,000, 2 for 2, a run scored, and 2 walks combined.
Really nice asset to have. Eddie Hart out of the University of Massachusetts in Middleborough, Massachusetts as well.
Play ball says home plate umpire Aaron Bushy, Connor Hoagland on the bases. And we get set for the very first pitch of tonight's contest. A pitch that's in there for a called strike, 0-1. And this ballgame starting up a little bit early at 5:57. Count is 0-1 here to Eddie Hart. As from the stretch, Jake Kudros has the sign. Here's the windup. Up, deals. This is off the outside part of the plate, maybe low. Look good on the outside corner. But low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kudros again has a sign. Kicks and deals. Just missing the outside part of the plate. Good job at the knees. First, he can't locate on the vertical plane. Now it's the horizontal plane. So now it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Wind up, 2-1. Hot shot over towards third. Pass the diving third baseman. Backhanded by the shortstop. A throw over to first. In time at first. Great play defensively. Cauley can't get it, but that's what his shortstop Cormier's there for. And I'm sure we'll see this a lot this season. A true blue first baseman in Baruch with the long stretch.
Saw about 5 of those during our opening night game against the Blues, and he's getting into fine form early here as Baruch.
Yeah, count it 1 for 1 on the long stretch at first. The center fielder, number 5, Mike Sabatine, will step up to the dish. Sabatine played in 2 games thus far. He bloops this one in the infield to second baseman Cooley. Shades a little bit further towards shallow right field and collects the out. Pretty easy pop up there for the second baseman. Now here's the third baseman, number 11, Mitch D'Onofrio. If that name sounds familiar, we have not investigated, but yes, we do believe they are related. It's the first time I've ever seen that last name, and now all of a sudden here in 2019 we have 2 of them. I'm just so inclined, yes, I believe they are related. If they're not, coincidence.
Coincidence, maybe. D'Onofrio standing at 5'10", a sophomore out of Eckerd College out of Venice, Florida.
Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball looks like a changeup, but it missed inside. 1 ball, no strikes here to D'Onofrio. Just getting underway here in Pittsfield. Here in the top of the first, 2 men gone, a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. A hot shot over towards the shortstop. Grabbing this one easily is Cormier. Throw over to first. And again, we'll see another long stretch over at first. That is a sight to see and a gem to have over at first base in Baruch.
He's got it down to a science.
So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We head now to the bottom of the first. And now we're going to give you the starting lineup for your Pittsfield Suns.
For the Suns today, is leading off will be the right fielder, number 7, Jack Cooney. In center field, second hitters, number 34, Dom Hughes. In left field, number 18, Jeffrey Bogus hitting third. Jack Cauley, the third baseman, hits fourth. In the fifth hole would be number 13, Jackson Peterson. He's the DH. Dan Baruch is the first baseman hitting sixth. Andrew Fernandez behind the plate is the seventh hitter. Mark Coley is the second baseman in the eighth spot. And rounding out the lineup for the Suns tonight will be the shortstop, Nate Cormier.
And again, those 9 will face off against their hurler, John Mikos. He's a true righty, 6'4", 180 frame junior out of Wheaton College, resides in Southington, Connecticut. And we're going to go with a quick defensive alignment here for the Brockton Rocks.
Mark Goulart will be catching. The pitcher today, John Mikos. Left to right across the infield, D'Onofrio, Hollins, Hart, and Martinez. And left to right across the outfield, Thompson, Sabatine, and Craves. That is your defensive alignment for these Brockton Rocks.
Quick uniform descriptions here. The visiting Brockton Rocks coming out in their road blue uniforms with the red sleeves and over the collar. Red Rocks on the front embroidered with white, same with the numbers on the left abdomen, as well as the numbers on the back. Gray pants with a red trim down the sides, red cap, blue brim with the Brockton Rocks logo on top. Pittsfield Suns, again, their same home unis. They have their white uniforms and with a black Suns embroidered with yellow on the front, red numbers on the left abdomen, black numbers embroidered with yellow on the back, white pants with a red and black trim down the side, red cap with a black brim and the Suns P logo on top. And here comes for the Pittsfield Suns, the Pittsfield native Jack Cooney. He's going to lead things off here in right field, donning the number 7.
Cooney was the number 9 hitter in that game against the Bristol Blues. Our last broadcast went 2 for 3. Had the only 2 hits for the Pittsfield Suns through 8 innings before they exploded in the 9th.
All right, here's the first pitch here from Mikos, and very much the same of his counterpart Kudros. First pitch is in there for a called strike. That was low at the knees. The count here is 0-1. Here's the windup from Mikos and the pitch. This one is popped up, shaded behind home plate, and that one's going to catch the netting and will be dead.
Well, it's funny that you bring up that 9 spot, Colin. I was just about to say that myself. Our stellar, intrepid play-by-play man, Billy, mentioned that he was sort of the second number 1 guy, and now here he is batting first for the Suns today.
As the true blue number 1, and essentially switching with Cormier. The pitch looks like a changeup shaded low. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Try to make him chase there with a changeup. Pull the string on it, make him chase that one low to no avail. Cooney thinking the better of it. As the 1-2 comes in, that one is called strike 3. That one was a changeup that had a little bit of a knuckle action, if I do say so myself. Called strike 3. Down goes Cooney. Now the center fielder, number 34, Dom Hughes, and he has a family history with his team. Thomas Hughes, Hal Hughes, now the youngest brother, Dom Hughes. Here's the windup for Mikos and the first pitch here. That one's in there for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike.
Yesterday in Westfield, Dom Hughes got the start, was 2 for 5 with a run.
The windup and the 0-1. That one cut on and foul tipped back into the mid of the catcher Goulart. A quick pace and an even quicker pitch here from Mikos. Now here's the 0-2 against the lefty. That one cut on and missed for strike 3.
He fooled Hughes on that pitch. He was out in front of it. Got him with the off speed.
And it did come off the hands like a fastball. It was just pulled so well with the changeup that there was really no fooling Mikos and full-fledged fooling of Hughes. Here's the left fielder, number 18, Jeff Bogus, batting from the left-hand side. Mikos with the windup. The long hold, and that one is fouled back.
Mikos had a brilliant year with Wheaton College this season, going 5-1 in record, also having 51 Ks, which is way up from last season with 16.
Now, he's definitely a strikeout artist. The 0-1, that one was a changeup, if not a bad breaking ball like a curve or a slider that just did not break, as you could definitely tell on the miss pitch, well high and outway. 1 ball, 1 strike, pitch, shaded foul, look out, goes into the dugout. And if that won't wake you up, I don't know what will. The strongest Bermudan coffee won't wake you up more than that. Colombian, excuse me. I said Bermudan. Don't know why. That's how crazy of a foul ball that was, I suppose.
I was ready to believe you, man. You sold it. I figured maybe there was some strong coffee from Bermuda.
Oh, if I sold it, where's my commission off it? Here's the 1-2. Change up. That one misses upstairs and
Do
away.
you take a card?
Do I take a card? Well, we're not sponsored by Visa, American Express, Discover, or MasterCard. I do take a traveler's check. I really don't. Here's a 2-2. Up the middle.
Ooh.
Right back to the pitcher. So he's got fast pitches and he's got fast reflexes. A 1-3 putout ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head now 1 inning full to the top of the second. No score between the visiting Brockton Rocks and the Pittsfield Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn here at Paul Downfield at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Just getting underway. Now in the top of the second. Currently no score, as there was back-to-back 1-2-3 innings from opposing pitching between the Brockton Rocks and the Pittsfield Suns. Now we're going to start with the middle of the order. First baseman number 34, Andrew Martinez, batting in from the left-hand side. Kudros with the pitch. That one, the fastball just misses outside, maybe a tad high as well. 1 ball, no strikes. Kudros awaiting the sign. Now has it, the 1-0. That one outside as well, but this one a little bit low as well. 2 balls, no strikes.
Martinez bats from the left, throws from the right. He's 6'2", 205 from Palm Beach State, a junior from Jupiter, Florida.
2-0 is fouled back. Now 2-1. Jupiter, Florida. If you're not familiar with the area, definitely he has seen at least one spring training game in his life.
It's true.
Here's a windup and the 2-1 from Kudros. That one, it's a changeup. However, it's in the dirt over the plate. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. Kudros sets. Winds and deals. The 3-1 is shaded foul towards the Suns dugout. Thankfully not in it like last inning. And now we're going to head over to the money line, the payoff.
Martinez still looking for his first hit on the season. In the young season that it is, just 2 games under his belt.
Basically a newborn, not just young. Kudros awaits a sign as it kicks and the payoff. Pitch is well high and away. You could definitely tell that the pitch slipped off his hand. That'll be a walk. And the first one at that, and the first base runner of the ball game. Left fielder number 13, as you just heard from our PA announcer, PJ Hunt. That is Cam Thompson.
Thompson out of Oklahoma State and Owasso, Oklahoma.
Going into his first season at Oklahoma State. From the stretch, he's holding the runner on over at first. Here's the pitch. That one a little bit high and tight. Over the inside part of the corner, however, just too far high. And now a ball. This inning not finding the location of the plate like he was with the success that he had in the first inning. However, it is still very early in the inning. a healthy lead over at first here for Martinez. The runner does go. The 1-0 is high. The throw over to second is into center field. However, they are not going to advance him. Instead, that'll be a ball and a stolen base here for the first baseman, Martinez. Very subtle, very smooth day here for baseball, especially with the weather, about 75. 2-0. Pitch just misses inside, if not maybe high, but definitely was nearly there. Count is 3-0, and with a runner in scoring position, nobody gone. Thompson, me as a betting man, is saying that he's holding dead red here, especially early on. Here's a 3-0. And I get my money back as that pitch is in there. Down the middle, called strike on the dead red sign of Thompson.
Andrew Martinez, who's at second base, was 5 of 5 this season at Palm Beach State in stolen bases.
So definitely a speedster, especially at a first base bag, which isn't rare, but it's, I would say, not uncommon. Kudros kicks and deals. The 3-1 is inside, and he's going to walk back-to-back batters now. And, yep, just as my inclination thought, here comes Brandon Shalikas, the pitching coach for the Pittsfield Suns. He's going to calm Kudros down. Again, he had success in the first inning, and now here in the second, walking back-to-back batters. So while we have time, again, we'll talk about this season thus far. We've had a no-hitter and a near no-hitter against an inaugural team.
What's next?
I am not going to say because I do not want to jinx anything. But it's just very rare to see a no-hitter. I don't think we've had one in about 2 or 3 years in the league itself. But to have nearly back-to-back no-hitters in back-to-back days is extremely remarkable, and that tells you about the pitching here in this league.
I mean, it's a difficult thing to do at any any stage of the game. Even from a young age, kids are swinging away. It's hard to locate your pitches. In some leagues, you're not allowed to use breaking pitches.
Pitch is inside against the shortstop, number 1, Braley Hollins.
Pitchers at any stage are challenged to perform well, and we've seen, like you said, 2 in the span of 2 days.
It's just extremely rare to see pitching performances of that caliber. Here's the 1-0. Pitch, curveball, and a beauty.
That was a nice curve.
Had good bite to it.
Probably broke, I would say, about 4 or 5 inches as it was going middle in to, I would say, low and away. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners on first and second, and nobody gone here in the top of the second. The pitch, again, same pitch, except this one's fouled off. And working back in his favor, it's 1-2. And it looks like the quick talk there from Brandon Shalikas did wonders here for Kudros, finding the strike zone again. Also finding contact, however, not in play.
For Braley Hollins, stands at 6 feet tall, weighs 170. So incoming freshman at Oklahoma State out of Plano, Texas.
And he's rocking the stirrups. I like it. Here's the 1-2. High fly ball, first base side. And we will go back to a 1-2 count. It's not very often that you see stirrups. You have Cam Thompson wearing stirrups. You got Braley Hollins wearing stirrups. I'm more of a pants guy myself, especially when I played, but it's just a real sight to see when you see players with stirrups. From the stretch, Kudros sets as he has a sign, a long hold checking second. Now the 1-2 hits him. Breaking ball that, well, did not break. It just went straight to Hollins. So a hit by pitch now loads the bases with 3 straight walks, one of them being a hit by pitch. And now here's the designated hitter, number 3, Corey Wieslow.
We remarked during the pregame amongst ourselves that it was odd to see a DH in the 7 spot. Well, just like they drew it up, right? Bases juiced in the second inning, DH come to the plate.
That's a very good point. And just because you're the number 7 hitter doesn't mark anything against you either. But having a DH, he could be a speedster. Here's a pitch. That one fouled back with the first pitch. And for the Pittsfield Suns, they're already in a jam here early. It's the top of the second. The bases are loaded and nobody out. After shaking off a sign, he now sets and has it. Here's the 0-1. Fastball low and away. The count now is 1-1. Again, Kudrow setting. Long hold, now the 1-1. That one is shaded foul towards the Suns dugout. And, well, there you go. The former infielder, Matt Gedman, who's also the head coach for the Pittsfield Suns, went all the way up to Triple-A during his time of professional ball. That one's fouled off. And, again, who needs a glove? Opposing Matt Gedman as well for the Brockton Rocks, that's Andy Terrialt, part of the mispronunciation if there is any. Here's the 1-2. Shaded foul again. So the count 1-2 it remains following the continuation foul ball. Alex, the Suns bat boy, will get some fresh baseballs there to the home plate umpire, Aaron Bushy. Pumping up the crowd as best as he can, and we're going to get back in set here. So again, 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody gone. Martinez on third, Thompson on second, Hollins on first. Kudrow has a sign. Sets from the stretch. Here's the 1-2. Hot shot over towards third. They're going to try for home. They will get 1 run. Throw over to second. Not in time. Very close, but a smart play there from the third baseman, Cauley. Will prevent a run. Reload the bases on the fielder's choice 5-2.
That was a nice play by Cauley. He managed to snag that one cleanly. And I think making the right decision to come home with it. You never want to give up a run this early, you know.
The only way you want to do that is trade 2 for 1, which is the double play. He knew with that ball he was not going to be able to throw over to second and get the out at first. He wanted to take the sure out at home and then allow Fernandez to have the option to go to first.
Absolutely right. He was not in a great position to make that turn to second base, so I do think that was the right play.
Here's the catcher, number 32, Mark Goulart. And the first pitch to him is a breaking ball. Beautiful pitch on the lower inside corner. Called strike 0-1. And that's got to be a big confidence booster there for Kudrow, because now a sharply hit ground ball could end the inning.
There's also a good attempt by Fernandez behind the plate to try even make that throw to first. And it was a pretty close play, but half step maybe by Wieslow.
The 0-1. Another beautiful breaking balls. This one curves in. Low and inside. Called strike 2. And now Kudrow is in the driver's seat against Goulart here.
Goulart, 5'10", 205, a sophomore from Hayward, California, out of St. Mary's College of California.
Going to see a lot of players from St. Mary's College in California. Here's the 0-2. Pitch just misses outside. Great pitch nonetheless to have him try to chase that one. It was at the knees, just a shade outside, maybe about 2 or 3 inches off.
Fernandez tried to frame that one just a little bit, hold it there for an extra second, but the umpire wasn't buying it.
Kudrow again the sign. Here's the 1-2. This one a hot shot towards short, and this one he's going to slide. It's going to go off his body. They're going to try and have the runner go home. Here's a play at home, and he's gone. 1 run does come in off the single, but the throw home gets the runner out. So Thompson will score. Hollins moves to third. He's out 6-2 at home. And then both runners will advance to second and third on the play. And that'll be an RBI fielder's choice here for Goulart.
Well, that was a nice throw from deep short by Cormier. Could have been ill-advised wave home in my opinion. I feel as though
I completely agree with you.
he didn't skip that far from Cormier, although he lost track of it for a minute.
This one's a high fly line drive right into center field. They're going to hold up the runner this time, and he's going to have one run come in. Now it's 2-0, and the first base hit of the ball game goes to the number 9 hitter, Quinn Craze, the right fielder, number 19.
Straight up the middle for a line drive there. Finding a hole. Getting an RBI for himself was crazy on that one.
It was a nice piece of hitting. Came out swinging early.
The number 9 hitter, again, we call it now the second number 1 hitter. Now here's the true number 1 hitter, top of the lineup, Eddie Hart. He grounded out to short his last time up. Cormier, again, with that fielder's choice with the bases loaded, had a tough time on that one. It took an odd hop, was able to track it and throw the runner out as that pitch just misses outside, maybe a tad low, but very close. 1-0 here to Hart. Runners on first and third now, as you had Cam Thompson and Corey Wieslow score. Hollins was thrown out at the plate. Goulart is on third. Craze is on first. Check over on first. The runner does go. Curveball. Throw to second is not in time. A great jump there from Craze.
We've seen some pretty good throws out of Andrew Fernandez behind home plate for the Suns. He had a couple of bullets in the first game against Bristol. Calls ultimately didn't go his way, but he's done a good job getting the ball down to second base. Just a better jump there by Craze.
And especially with runners on first and third, you weren't sure if there was going to be a bait play with a runner possibly scoring home.
Exactly.
So a great arm on Fernandez, hence the reason why he's really a great defensive catcher. That pitch just misses outside as well. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Craze was 3 for 3 this season at Wheaton College in stolen bases.
So he did pick his spot there.
Showing off a little bit of wheels there. Good opportunity here for the number 1 hitter. 2 RBIs out there for him.
Here's a 2-1. High fly ball going over towards left. Oh, and pretty much a can of cord there for Bogus. He'll reach up and collect the out. So with the fly out is the third out of the inning. However, 2 runs come aboard off of 1 hit. No errors and 2 men left. We head now through 1.5 to the bottom of the second. Currently 2-0. The Rocks lead the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Check it out, it's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Salagadoola, metricaboola, bibbidi bobbidi.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster.
Batter up now in the bottom of the second, and the Pittsfield Suns are going to have their the third baseman, number 21, Jack Hawley, step up to the dish. Great play over defensively for him last inning, preventing a run come aboard. This pitch is on the inside corner high, however, so that's a ball, 1-0. Mikos with the 1-0 pitch. Fastball and a lot of fast on that one. Fouled off first base side. Out of play. out of the ballpark. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the second here. 2-0 Rocks lead it. Only off of 1 hit. But again, a lot of walks last inning there from Kudros trying to rebound for next half inning. Here's the 1-1. That one shaded down the third base line. Foul. Good piece of hitting contact there. Count here is 1 ball, 2 strikes. And if you saw that one, it was a sharply hit ground ball there just now from Colley. Expect a lot of that, but the grass. Here at Wacona Park, there's high grass, which means that the grass is slow. It shortens and slows the velocity of a hard hit ground ball immensely. You'll see that in the outfield as well. Here's the 1-2. That one to chopper over towards third. Grabbing that one is D'Onofrio. Throw over to first is in time. And there's a prime example of what I just stated there. That was a sharply hit ground ball. Then it tended to slow up. You could see the velocity on that one dip pretty much more than normal of any other ballpark because of the high grass. It kicks the velocity away there of any ground ball.
Oh, we've seen it happen. We've seen it happen a few times already, especially Thursday night once the rain started kicking in.
That's what killed it more than anything.
Barely saw anything get out of the infield.
Here's the designated hitter, number 13, Jackson Peterson, batting from the left-hand side. First pitch against him is down the first base line, so corner infield to corner infield, and that'll go down as a 3 or 3 unassisted. That's a pitcher's best friend there as well, especially a flamethrower like Mikos. 1 pitch, 1 out. Always fantastic for the pitch count, especially in the league where you have limitations and restrictions when it comes to pitching. Now, the number 19, first baseman, Dan Baruch, will dig in. Mikos with a kick and deal. First pitch. He's going to allow this first pitch to come in. Bit of a changeup there. The lower outside part of the plate. 0-1 is the count. 2-man gone. Mikos again with the pitch. Same spot there. This one, again, pretty much a changeup. It's not a fastball, at least not as fast. So normal ball comes from Mikos. So the count is 0-2. Here's a sign. The stutter step, a check swing. He did not go. Will they ask? They will not. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I've seen that stutter step a couple times already.
Bit of delayed Clayton Kershaw-esque movement there, or Johnny Cueto movement. This one called strike 3 and a beauty, locating with a fastball. 1, 2, 3. Baruch did not even take the bat off of his shoulders, minus a check swing. So 1, 2, 3 inning in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head now through 2 full to the top of the third. 2-0 Rocks lead the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
Salagadoola, metricaboola, bibbidi-bobbidi-boo.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
We now head to the top of the third, and it will be the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the visiting Brockton Rocks. Sabatine, D'Onofrio, and Martinez. Here's the first pitch to center fielder number 5, Mike Sabatine, who sees the first pitch go down the lower outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Kudros with an 0-1. Pitch just misses. A bit low, maybe a tad outside as well. 1 ball, 1 strikes. Nobody gone. Here's the windup again from Kudros. And the pitch. That one making him chase that one. It was fouled off, but right back into the glove there, Fernandez. Count is 1-2. And Fernandez is a great defensive catcher. You saw him gun a couple runners out during the opening day. This one caught on and missed. Speaking of fantastic, great changeup there from Kudros on a swinging strike. And his first strikeout, bringing up third baseman number 11, Mitch D'Onofrio. But going back to Fernandez, you saw a lot of pitches blocked from him that were in the dirt, that were maybe way too far outside for a normal catcher to get. There's a great reason why he is the backstop for this game for opening day. You're going to see a lot of him behind the plate this season due to his sheer ability behind the plate, as this one heads over to Cormier at short, throw over to first. Not in time. Beating out the infield single is D'Onofrio.
Another nice stretch by Baruch at first base, but that ball seemed to eat up Cormier a little bit. He had trouble getting it from the glove hand to the throwing hand.
Almost like he double clutched it there at short.
Yeah, just did not have the grip needed to double clutch it, but nonetheless beating out the throw there was D'Onofrio being awarded a single. First baseman Andrew Martinez walked and stole a base his last time up, but was thrown out at the plate, trying to be a little bit greedy, getting an extra run in. Kudros, the pitch. High fly ball into left on a line shot right over to the left fielder. That'll be a line out to Bogus. Speaking of last inning, pitcher's best friend, 1 pitch, 1 outs.
Bogus really didn't even have to move on that play. Settled right underneath it.
He went in 2 steps, to his left 2 steps, back 2 steps, and to his right 2 steps.
There you go.
Just adjusting on the fly, just in case if he needed to. Left fielder Cam Thompson walked and later scored a run back last inning. Kudros has assigned the pitch. Been upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. But again, some great weather here today. It's not muggy. It's not too humid. It's the perfect temperature, around 75 degrees. Great day for a baseball game.
Hopefully the rain stays away.
We'll knock on wood for that. Me and Steve, actually. Pitch, fastball, low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Still waiting on for you there, Colin. There we go.
There you go.
Nicely done.
That was as sarcastic of a knock as I've ever seen. Well, I guess I know someone who wants to have an early day out. Getting ready for the 2-0 is Kudros, checking the runner. Now the 2-0. This one's a slow grounder over towards third. They're going to take the easy out over at second. And they are going to call it out. I was confused there for a second. So a 5-4 fielder's choice. And that will end the inning. So a 1-3-4 inning after a single. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left. As we now head through 2.5 to the bottom of the third. Rocks still lead it against the Suns by a score of 2-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Now in the bottom of the third, bottom of the order. It'll be the 7-8-9 batters up for the first time. The catcher, number 8, Andrew Fernandez, will step up to the dish. His first time after being behind the plate for this game thus far. First pitch against him. He's swinging. He's also missing. Count is 0-1. He goes with the windup and the 0-1. High fly ball going out to center field. Sabatine coming in. He will dive and not get it as it goes past him. And going around first, now headed to second, is the catcher, number 8, Andrew Fernandez. Boy, can this kid make things happen.
Good effort out there in center field by Sabatine, but Fernandez put that in the perfect location just out of the reach of Sabatine. And in for the first hit for the Pittsfield Suns here this afternoon / evening.
And what a hit it was. It was a line shot in the gap. Yeah, the center fielder Sabatine just about a foot away from it after the dive. Could not come up with it, but the catcher legging it over to second. He's great defensively. He's great offensively. Watch out for this kid this season, folks. Here's the second baseman, number 23, Mark Cooley, who bunts it over towards us, and it would have gone right over to my colleague Steve if the netting was not there. No game ball for you, Steve, unfortunately.
Got to try, man. I had the outstretched arms, but I kind of knew it wasn't my day.
I will tell you this. About 5 years ago, a player by the name of Rob Macklem bunted a pitch that literally went right to me.
Nice.
Right here, right behind home plate. We didn't have a camera back then, so I can't prove it. You'll have to take my word on it. Fouled off again was Cooley. But my fiance was here during that game, and she saw how close that was. It was a bunted ball from a right-hander, was not expecting it in the least, and it literally came right here, and I had to move out of the way. I did not have my glove on me. I did have my glove over across on the other side of the press box. I learned then, if I'm going to bring a glove, might as well keep it with me. As keeping this one down the left field line is going to bounce, and that one is going to be a grounds rule double, and that is going to score the first run for the Suns. A hot shot, grounds rule double for Mark Cooley, and this one bounces over the wall towards the bullpen. Back-to-back doubles. One conventional, one a little bit unconventional. Now the shortstop, number 5, Nate Cormier, will dig in.
Nice piece by Cooley on that one. Right to the left field wall almost. Just a quick bounce up and over into the Suns bullpen.
It kind of highlights that second inning for the Rocks.
First pitch, hot shot towards first. They're going to step on first. No play over at third as the runner does advance.
Kudros able to keep that to a 2-run inning for Brockton, and suddenly the Suns are able to come right back into the game. You know, bases were loaded with nobody out. That could have been a bad inning for Pittsfield, and they were able to limit the damage.
So there for Cormier, he advances a runner. It's essentially a sacrifice, although not statistically. This will be the leadoff hitter, right fielder Jack Cooney, as he reaches and lunges out for this one. Does not make contact, however. Cut on and missed, 0-1.
Cooney was a strikeout victim his last time up. 1 of 3 so far for the pitcher, Maikos.
Trying to bait him out there is Cooley, as this one, a pickoff throw over towards third, back in safely. As the swing and miss does not make contact, and then the field pickoff. So it's an 0-2 count here, one man gone. Here's the 0-2. This one, a bloop single. Yes, it is. Goes over the head of the second baseman, Hart, and that will score the tying run for the Pittsfield Suns. The Pittsfield native Cooney able to make things happen, tying up the ball game at 2 apiece. I don't know how much more of a bloop you can get as this one well over the head of the second baseman, but from our vantage point, maybe a humpback line drive for now.
It's certainly not very hard to hit, but they don't always have to be.
That's a very good point. Just as yesterday mentioning, we had the Westfield Starfires with a Shedder bat bloop single into center. That was their only hit.
There you go.
Well, once again, it's Jack Cooney getting the job done. We saw him opening day with 2 hits for the Suns. Had an off day yesterday. Now today, a little single right there and an RBI ties the game at 2.
So 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Rocks. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Suns. This one's a hot shot line drive off of the glove of the lunging Craze, heading over to second, and they're going to hold the runner over at third. And now the Suns have the hitting bug. 4 hits total, 3 doubles.
Ball is absolutely flying off the bats of the Suns now. Except for that Cooney one, the little single to centers. Dom Hughes with a rope. Andrew Fernandez also had one. Mark Coley as well. So the Suns hitting the ball hard now.
It took them 2 innings to get dialed in against Mycos here. Now they're swinging away.
And that one is going to be rolled a base hit and double there for Hughes, as that one was blooped into center. And yes, it will bloop into center. The Suns keep on hitting, keep on getting things rolling. An RBI single for Jeff Bogus will have the Suns call the 2-run lead and then raise 1 up to this point.
Wow, so look at that. A bloop and an RBI. A couple of ropes for the Suns, and they're getting the job done here.
Mikos was perfect through 2, and then this inning is just not getting things done here as the Suns are able to find contact. They're finally getting up to the pace there of Mikos. It took them 3 innings to do so. And as the saying goes, it's better late than never.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of hitting performance that the Suns need to be successful this year. You know, I'm recalling, Billy, you talking about the Suns being either 5th or 6th in the league in overall team average.
Last year they were last, yes.
At the start of the season. So putting together a pair of 3-run wins in the first 2 games, and now they've reached these 3 runs in 3 innings.
So now it'll be the third baseman, number 21, Jack Cawley, with runners on the corners with 1 gone. Pitch. That one's in there for a called strike. Count here is 0-1. So the count is 0-1. The runner on first goes as this one's a hit and run, and it goes into center field, and that one's going to drop. And the Pittsfield Suns grab another run off an RBI single off the bat of Cawley. And the Suns, again, the hit and bug continues. It's contagious, ladies and gentlemen. The hit and run could not have worked any better.
Give a lot of credit to the manager, Gedman, sending him on that play, and then nice little hit and run. Sends the runner over, now first and third, and still 1 out in the inning for the Suns.
Well, it would have worked out very nicely. Mikos took a long kick on that pitch.
That pitch just misses outside. Good location for Mikos, just does not find it on the plate. The count here is 1-0.
I like Bogus's chances on that steal, but as it turns out, it doesn't matter.
That pitch is high for a ball, now 2-0. Here's a 2-0. That one's in there for a called strike. Down here is 2-1. That pitch is cut on and missed there from Peterson. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See if Peterson can keep it going here with the hits.
Here's a 2-1. That one is fouled off. We'll go again from 2-2. Mikos now leaning in to get the sign. Run on first goes. And this one, he actually went back. This one will bloop in front of the center fielder. And again, the Pittsfield Suns get an RBI single, and they have now batted around. It is now 5-2 Suns.
Well, that one hung up there for a while. I thought the center fielder, Sabatine, was going to have a chance to get underneath it, but not to be.
Suns with 5 runs this inning. Now it's time for Dan Baruch to continue the party.
It's the only man not one to bat as this one's a hot shot. That will go down for a single into right field. They will hold up the runner. And now the bases are loaded.
My goodness.
Andrew Fernandez started the party with a double into right center field his last time up. And he's going to get himself pumped up with a little baby shark.
That's 6 hits in a row off Mikos for the Suns now.
It's still only 1 out, but the bases are juiced here for Fernandez. First pitch, that one's a changeup. That one misses low, 1-0. You have Colley on third, Peterson on second, Baruch over at first. 5 runs in the inning. That one a hot shot, right field side. Going to chase this one is Craze, and he will see this one go foul. And look, did he break the foul line or the gate?
Looks like the gate opened when he went slamming into it.
Yeah, definitely moved just a second ago.
They're going to push that one close there. So foul ball makes it 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone, 5 in, and ducks on the pond. Here's the 1-1. That one drops low. Good block there from Goulart. And the count here is 2-1. Due to technical difficulties at the end of this half inning, we are going to reset the broadcast, make sure that we have everything stabilized. Our apologies in advance, but again, technical difficulties. We are going to have to cut the stream and then reapply it. Mikos with a 2-1. High fly ball into center field. Sabatine as well as Craze going towards it. Sabatine will gather it, and they will score 1 run off a sacrifice fly from Fernandez. 6-2 now. Second baseman Mark Cooley had a grounds rule double that went into the bullpen. His last time up this inning and his only time up this ballgame, actually. So now runners on first and second with 2 gone following the sacrifice fly from Fernandez. High fly ball into left. Thompson will go back, and he will reach up and collect the out for the final out of the inning. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are going to cut the stream. We are going to reestablish it due to technical difficulties. And at the end of the inning, 6 runs, 8 hits, 0 errors, 2 men left on. And we will be right back.